Today, in this session of Learn It Yourself, I'm your friend going to discuss very important aspects of foreign trade that you must know before knowing the subject actually. There are not many concepts that shall be useful for you to understand the concepts and its applications in various parts of life. The first and foremost principle that we are understanding is absolute advantage. An absolute advantage exists in a condition when a nation or other economic region of any country is able to produce a good or service more efficiently than the other nation or its region. Precisely when one country is efficient in production than the other country, that is called the absolute advantage. Second term is acceptance. It is applied in the concept of forming a contract. When we form a contract, acceptance has to be offered in response to an offer. So in a contract, the counteraction of an offer, broadly I can say precisely it is an agreement to purchase goods at a stated price under specified terms. The next term is ad valorem. That is basically a kind of tariff under protectionist intentions of any nation or a state. This is basically a tariff assessed as a percentage of the value of an import. Basically, ad valorem word, it means according to the value. Like in India, the ad valorem tariff that is applied on the import of mobile phones is 88.6%. So let's say if I'm importing a cell phone of 100 rupees, I shall be paying 18 rupees and 60 paise as the import duty. Next term that we are discussing is administrative protective orders. An order issued by the government by the Department of Commerce to prevent the divulgence of any proprietary information that it learns in the process of investigation of a company. This is done to protect the competition. Advance payment. Advance payment is a trading method in which the buyer pays for the goods before they are sent out. Method is used when the buyer is of unknown creditworthiness. It is applicable in international or domestic trade. Very similar term is advance against documents. This is practiced in case when a seller needs some advance against the shipment or the consignment. So we can say that is practiced in the international trade practices. And in this situation, the seller is looking for some amount as an advance to dispatch the orders. So he is seeking a short-term loan. In this case, a loan that is made on the security of documents that shall cover this shipment is called the advance against documents. Advising bank. Since we know the process of letter of credit begins from the importer. The importer approaches the issuing bank for the issuance of letter of credit, which is further submitted to the advising bank. The advising bank advises to the seller that yes, the buyer can be credited and he can be supplied the goods, he shall be making the payment furthermore. So to understand this, we can define the advising bank as a bank which is operating in the exporter's country, which handles the letter of credit for a foreign bank, which shall be notifying the export firm that the credit has been opened in its favor. The advising bank informs the exporter of the conditions of the letter of credit without necessarily bearing responsibility of the payment. Next is agency cost. We all know that management in any organization, management is very distinct from the ownership. Because there is a huge distinction between management objectives and the ownership objectives. That is why the cost that is incurred on the management of the firm is called the agency cost. So we can simply define it as the cost incurred to ensure that agents act in the best interest of the principal. That is ownership interest. That is called agency cost. My fellow friend, next term is annuity. So annuity is a level stream of equal amount of cash that lasts for a fixed period of time. We can take an example of an annuity that a coupon part of a bond with a level annual payments. Similarly, when you buy an insurance policy, every year you are paying the same insurance premium. That is again called the annuity amount till the time your insurance policy gets matured. Similar term that comes as annuity factor. So this shall help basically to help us to calculate the present value of the stream of all level payments for a fixed term. When it comes to anti-dumping duties, or these are called safeguards or countervailing measures. These are tools for protecting domestic industries from the surges of cheap foreign imports. These measures allow nations to temporarily protect their economies against fluctuations in trading patterns. Arbitrage. In arbitrage, it is a trading between the two markets. It is basically the process of buying foreign exchange, stocks, bonds, or any other similar commodity in one market at the lower price and immediately selling them in the other market at the higher prices. And the difference between these two markets is going to be our profit. ASEAN. ASEAN is the regional integration which was constituted in the year 1967. It consists of 10 countries, including Indonesia, Malaysia, the Philippines, Singapore, and Thailand, which started this ASEAN, and it was initially for an objective that we should be promoting the political and economic cooperation along with the regional stability. Now, furthermore, it consists of 10 members in total. That includes Brunei, Laos, Cambodia, Malaysia, Philippines, Thailand, Indonesia, Myanmar, Singapore, Vietnam, and the ASEAN has been excellent since its inception. One important concept is avalisation. Avalisation is basically payment undertaking given by a bank in respect of a bill of exchange drawn. Next is airway bill. We all know that airway bill is a bill of lading that covers both domestic and international flights that transport goods to a specified destination. This is a non-negotiable instrument of air transport that serves as a receipt for the shipper. It shall be indicating that the carrier has accepted the goods listed and is obliged to carry the consignment to the airport of the destination according to the specified conditions. The two names that start with the word bill. One is bill of lading and second is bill of exchange. Firstly, if I talk about bill of lading, it is a document that establishes the terms and conditions of a contract between a shipper and a shipping company, under which freight is to be moved between specified points for a specified charge. The bill of lading is both types, the negotiable as well as the non-negotiable form. However, the bill of exchange, it is an unconditional order in writing. It is flown from one person, that is called drawer, to the other person who is called drawee, and it directs the drawee to pay a specified amount to the named drawer at a fixed or determinable future date. Now, very important aspects of international trade. Firstly, the balance of payment. Balance of payment is very common term that we shall be using in this particular subject. This means it is the annual financial record of foreign payments and foreign receivables. We can also define the balance of payment, often called BOP, as the international money funds accounting system that tracks the flow of goods, services, and capital in and out of each country. The very similar another term that is balance of trade. However, it is completely different from balance of payment. Balance of trade is the difference between a country's total imports and the exports. So when we deduct the total exports minus total imports, the net of exports is considered as the balance of trade. It can be favorable and disfavorable depending on the amount of exports over the imports. The term barter is very common in international trade, though in domestic or normal lifestyle, we have evaded this principle. The barter trade, in which the goods or merchandise will be exchanged directly for other import or exports without the use of money. That is what the barter is. Next is beneficiary. Beneficiary is basically the person whose favor a letter of credit has been issued or a draft is drawn. So we are done with this. If you do have any doubts, you can write your suggestions and the queries in the comment section below. In next part, I shall be discussing similar terms for the foreign trade. Till then, stay safe, stay home. All the best.